welcome to Morris Park. I'm Clyde Morris. And today is going to be Aloe Revamp Day. I'm not doing every one of my aloes. I have like 21 of them, of different varieties. Anyhow, I had a little video going for you before, but my camera cut me off. So, anyhow, what I'd done just a minute ago, you can see this aloe here and how shaggy this is. It really needs a cleanup and actually a repot. Now some of this is dying out of it. It has no more room actually left in the pot for this aloe to do well. And you know, the same thing happened with these. This is an aloe T-Rex, and it had grown very tall and real shaggy. And what I did is I peeled all these leaves off, and I'll show you how I do this in just a second on these little ones. And look for roots. And there's a little root right there. And cut about this much stem off of this plant. So when I plant it, it's going to make a nice little stout plant along with its other cuttings and so forth in the same pot. And it'll be a nice thick little pot instead of these long stems going out everywhere. And also clean up some of the shagginess of all the dead leaves and such. This one here was even longer. And so what I did is right here and right in here, you can see some starts of some new roots. And so I went ahead and cut it up to where those roots are. That way, after it dries for about a week, and this next weekend I'll do another video on this, potting them. This cut here will be more than dry enough to go ahead and set them in some soil and to get them going again. And these are not hard actually to get going. There's another one of those cuttings, actually a couple. These two there, pretty nice ones. And I believe this is a hybrid aloe here, and I believe it's actually a hybrid of this one here. So anyhow, I'm going to go and I'm going to start taking this plant apart, and then we're going to actually repot it into something a lot bigger right here. We'll get some of these aloes cleaned up. Now, one of the aloes, and this one here, I had this echeveria come up in there from just a leaf. And so it's kind of taking it over. And that echeveria is going to need some cleanup, and it's going to need to be repotted too. You can see there's a lot of shag on that, but there's also a lot of roots back in there too. And these root up very easy, but you can see it's coming into flower. So I'm going to go ahead and let it flower, and then we'll do another one on this. It's funny, I find these echeverias pop up in some of my plants, and I've got a few of them, and I may just consolidate them into one pot. But anyhow, here's what we'll do. We'll get in the driver's seat here, or the trimmer's seat. And we'll go ahead and we'll sterilize our clippers. It's a very warm day out today. It's probably about 89 out right now. I'll clean these up with some alcohol, because I've been cutting on these other aloes. And we'll start cutting these long stems off. Now some of these are dead. That one's just about there, but if you look, you can actually see some small pieces there. So what we'll do, I'm going to cut this up about right here. And there is green in there. You can see the stems are very much alive. It's just so much shag on these. And we'll peel this off. Move this aside a second. And we'll peel these off. Now right here, I just discovered the reason this had this little offset which just came off is that it's dried up right here. Now, could that regrow? Very possibly. So we're going to keep that little shoot there and see what we can do with that. And we'll go through and we'll cut some of these others off. I'd like to eliminate a lot of these dead ones, such as that. I think these ones that are really shriveled on top, you may see a tiny bit of life in them, but it's just not worth saving. So we'll just set those aside. Now, on these, I'm going to take these and I'm going to cut them all the way up here. And even though that has some living tissue in it, I'm really not going to mess with that. We have so much of this to go through. I'm going to take and peel these leaves off from the bottom here. And give it a nice little stem to start with. Kind of like the others I just showed you. So you have a nice little start to start up with. And we'll set these aside as we go. Another dead one. It's just gotten so root bound in here that it's just really extra dry. And you just peel these leaves off here so we can get a much better stem to work with. Start them out small. Now when I originally got this plant, it was that big in a little 2-inch pot. It was not a very big plant at all. I bought this some 42 years ago at the nursery I used to work at. And this is just a little guy. A little 2-inch pot cactus and succulents display we had, and I decided to buy this little aloe because it looked pretty cool. I really never had any idea it was going to trail like this until later on. I have actually redone this one several times. A lot of this shag. And this shag, the bad thing about this is that things like mealybugs and stuff can hide in that. Now so far I've not found any issues, but you never know what you can find inside these things. We'll just peel these off of here. We'll cut that off right there. Peel some more of these leaves off. I'm going to cut that back just a little more because I see a root starting right here. So we're just going to go like this, cut it above that root. Say these are very easy to do. I'm going to cut off a few here. Some of the ones that aren't as good, I may just get rid of those. We're going to have quite enough here to restart this plant, that is for sure. Got that there. And since this doesn't have any rot or anything like that, I'm not going to clean my clippers off each time I make a cut on the same plant. And there you can see another little root right there. Just starting. We'll save that. And here's a little surprise. Little dirt dauber wasp nest. On the inside, you just never know what you can find up under these things. Fortunately, there's nobody home. Got this one here. Peel these leaves off. You don't really have to worry about being super gentle with these. They're just so tough, they root so easily. I'm going to cut that off so it makes one nice little deal. I don't see any roots right here, but it will root up quite easily. I say within a week I'll be planting these up and they'll grow just fine. Cut this up here. Nice little stem. We're just going to keep going through here. I'm going to just cut these off real quick. A lot of dead in there. Oh boy, we got a surprise. I'm glad nobody's home there. That would be painful. I'll show you this in just a second after I clear these branches out of the way. Alrighty. There's a lot of shag that's off of these guys, and this is what I'm going to show you. Paper wasp nest. And these guys will fire you up. It's usually red wasps that get up under these things and make these. They are quite a bit more potent than the dirt daubers, and boy do they hurt. So sometimes you got these hanging plants, you got a lot hanging off them, you got to kind of look out because you can get a surprise real easy like. And you will not like it. Okay, I'm going to clip that off. That one's not so good, so I don't think I'll save that one. There's a whole bunch of this shag just right here that's all dead. We'll pull all this out. Clean this up. Got some around the other side here, need cut out. That one just kind of fell out. Yeah, a lot of these are just dead. Anything that looks really good, I'll keep it back. That's a pretty good head there. Snip that off. A whole bunch of leaves and stuff left over from this. Another nice little cutting. These nice and cleaned up so they'll be ready to dry for the week. And so I can repot next weekend. Nice little cutting there. You see, we got quite a pile of shaggy leaves here and stems. Let's pull all this out. Got quite a bit of thatch in there, all that shaggy stuff. But you know, inside I can still see new offsets coming on right now. So this is still a healthy plant. It just needs some new digs and a little bit of cleaning up. Good cutting. Now I'm going to put this in a fairly wide pot. I'm not going to put any top dressing or anything on it right away. So I can repot a lot of these little cuttings in with this and get it back together. I don't plan on potting these all up separate. That'd really be a whole lot of little aloes everywhere. I just don't have the room for that. I'd say maybe in the future with these aloes, if I can take and restart a lot of these little guys or take these little guys out, I'll probably be selling them later on at like the local farmer's market or something like that. A couple years from now. Maybe make a little extra money on these guys. Now I'm going to pop this out as soon as I get this cleaned out. Got a bit more shag in here. I'll just pop this out right now so I can see what I'm doing. Ooh, and that's just solid. Okay. Oh yeah. So this is in desperate need of a repot, as you can see. I'm going to break up all this root here. I'm not really too worried about hurting roots or anything. You can see new offsets actually coming in underneath the pot. They need some room to get out of there. So we're going to do that for them. Going to break up this root ball a little bit. That little cutting will cut off. Some of these just kind of fall apart too. All right, now after getting all this off, I think I'm going to leave it about right there. This is such a tight root ball, I don't want to just rip the whole thing apart. So, we'll go ahead and we'll get some soil in our pot. We'll get this repotted. I'm kind of using this guy here. It's a big wide pot, and I've got it kind of in a holder, a basket. The pot doesn't fit entirely snug, but it'll work for my purpose here. scoop here. Okay. We're going to set this right on top here. Roots spread out in there. And start filling it in. And then later on, what I'll be doing is sticking all these in here around it. That way you can just fill on out. And like I said, if I want to thin this out later and sell some of these offsets, then it'll be quite easy just to pop them out, maybe trim them back, reroot them, start them as little guys. There. Looks like I'll be making some more cactus soil here soon too. I'm getting low. So next week I might have to buy me a little perlite and such. Make some more. Okay. I'm not going to bother to put rocks and such like that in there right now, because of the simple fact that I'll be sticking these cuttings in next week. Just let this settle in. Probably put it in a shadier area of the greenhouse than what it's been hanging. It's been hanging in a full sun area. Little pieces to pull out there. And that should do that. And we'll put our cuttings aside. There's a few other pieces in here I'm going to pop out of here. I don't think they look too good. Get these leaves off. Pull all the cuttings out of here because I got to empty my tray here, all the stuff in it. And I'll kind of show you what I have here. Okay, so this is basically what I have here now. I've got this one potted up again now. Cleaned up and repotted. Really needed the new digs and really needed that clean out. And for my other aloes here, these are all the cuttings of that one. And I say I'll be setting them back right probably around the soil here, all around this plant. Has a lot of room there, so I won't be putting any top dressing or anything on. So that'll work out pretty good for these little cuttings. And this is the aloe hybrid. I think that goes over here. This is the aloe hybrid I had, and this was a really long, tall thing. It was kind of like this one, real long tendrils or actually branches on it, and it really needed that cut back. So I've got those all nice and cut back. They'll be looking really nice, all compact and everything in a pot. Even though that's not really their habit, they won't stay bushy like that. They will grow out eventually, but then we'll clean them up again and do what we have to do. So they won't have all the dead leaves and everything that are around it like the other one did. And this is the Aloe T-Rex. And Aloe T-Rex is another aloe hybrid. And it definitely needed the same thing. It was growing very long, a lot of shagginess on it. It really needed it. So these guys will take about a week to all dry out. I'll put this one in kind of a shady area for about a week, and then I'll be putting all these cuttings in with it. And the echeverias, well, they'll be getting their new pot as soon as they're finished blooming. And the other ones have finished blooming. I'll find a nice pot to put them all in and hang them up. Anyhow, this is Clyde Morris from Morris Park. I hope you all have a good day. If you need to strip your aloes out and clean them up, this is kind of the way to do it. Get rid of all those long stems with all the dead shaggy leaves. They root very easily. I've never had a problem pretty much with my aloes. They've always been easy. That's the thing about them. They're a very easy plant to deal with and repot and cut and so forth. You don't have the rotting issues really like you do with euphorbias and such. So very easy. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. Have fun repotting your aloes and cutting your aloes back and refreshing them. This is Morris Park in the Ozarks. This is Clyde Morris. Take care.